All right, everybody, we have another tier list today. I'm a little bit sick, so I apologize. But at the start, we have the best boss. This is going to be the boss that was the most fun to fight, had the best mechanics, etc., all the way down to the worst boss, the most annoying piece of shit in the game. So here we go. The first is going to be the Bull Guard. And the Bull Guard's mid. The Bull Guard is a Chapter 1 boss. It's the first boss in pretty much the entire game that you fight. And we're going to throw him there. There's really nothing exciting about him. You get your immobilization ability, and then you literally fight the boss, and then you kill the boss, and it's like a first try for pretty much everybody. We're going to put him in mid. Nothing special about him. Nothing bad about him. There we go. Next is the Wandering Wight. Bro, why do we got to do this so early, bro? Why we got to be on the Wandering Wight so early, man? Now listen, I hate the Wandering Wight with a passion. But he's a good boss. He's a very good boss. He is the Margit of the Black Myth Wukong series. The Black Myth Wukong game. He is the one at the start of the game in Chapter 1 that you really decide if boys are boys or if you're going to be a man. And we're going to put this at a good fight. It's not an amazing fight. It teaches you a lot about the game in terms of how hard the game is going to be getting later on. So we're going to put him in good. We're not going to increase him. Maybe a little bit later, depending on where everybody else is, but that's where we're putting him right now. Next, the Guangxi. The Guangxi. This is the guy in Chapter 1 that's going to give you your first transformation. The double-bladed fire spear, or whatever the hell it is. Now, this guy, I think he was also good. He was a fun fight. He wasn't too hard. He's a good fight. Overall, a good fight. Nothing crazy about him. Nothing horrible about him. Just in general, a decent fight. Now, we got the Baoli Gulang. I believe this is the first frog that you fight in the game. And it's just a mid fight. It's a very, very easy frog. He's got nothing special about him. He got the licky tongue. He's got that ability. I think he's a little bit better than the Bull Guard because he does have some decent mechanics that you haven't seen previous, but you're going to see that frog a lot going in. I think there's better frog fights. I definitely think there's worse frog fights, so we're going to put him right there at mid. Now, the next one is Guangzhou. Guangmu. This guy is another Chapter 1 boss. He's the one that is going to summon all of the different familiars of himself, and you're going to have to pop off on him. So this guy, again, I don't think he's a bad fight. He's not super annoying. He is pretty easy as well. I think he's the worst of the Wandering Wight and the Guangxi. So we're going to throw him right there. Next, another Chapter 1 boss. The White Clad Noble. Phase 1 and Phase 2. We're gonna act like this is a boss fight as a whole, except for one phase might be better than the other. So we are going to throw this in. This is an amazing boss fight. This is an amazing boss fight. This fight was awesome. I'm pretty sure it's the first 2-phase fight in the entire game. This guy in the second phase is going to heal up, and you're going to still have to pop off on him. His mechanics are very, when he's attacking, you know what move he's using. You just have to perform the right dodges, do the right moves, freeze him at the right times. You don't have a ton to deal with him. You have to make sure you're using your transformation at the right time, especially with the healing phase in the second phase. All in all, really cool. He's got an awesome boss room as well. Good music. He is definitely in the amazing. He's right after you upgrade your brews as well, your gourds. So we're going to put him right there. He's an amazing boss fight. Next, the Linguzi. Now, this is going to be almost an amazing boss fight. I think this is the top of good. Wandering Wight's a little too annoying to be at the top of good, but this dude's so badass. You can catch all of his hair on fire. He's very intimidating, but not as hard as he actually looks. But he's a great way to get used to, again, mechanics at the start of the game that you're going to be using later on in the game, using your transformation to pop off on him. I think he's a good boss fight. He has some really cool ass abilities. He has a really cool grab, and he will fuck you up with that grab. I think everything about him is very good, but I don't think it's amazing as of yet. Next, the Elder Jinshi. Now, listen. This guy has some of the coolest lore in the game. Not going to spoil, but go take a look. I think he's an awesome boss fight. And I'm going to put him at the lowest of amazing. Now, I hate big heads, bro. I hate the big heads. Y'all know I hate the big heads. However, this boss was completely changed from the Wandering Wight, despite a couple of his abilities and attack patterns. He has a ton more mechanics than the normal Wandering Wight. It is a great upgrade from the initial Wandering Wight. It's not just a reclone. They literally are adding a ton of new mechanics into this boss fight, and he's a secret boss fight in Chapter 1, so it's honestly, you have to ring the different bells to get to him, and honestly, he's just an absolute cool-ass boss room, cool story behind him, etc. We're putting him up in amazing. Now, next is the Black Wind King. The Black Wind King, I love this boss fight. I absolutely love this boss fight. However, I don't think it's amazing because it does have some annoying, really annoying things to it. When he goes invisible, you can't really attack him. He pops out. He pops back into the invisibility. You can't use a lot of abilities on him at all times. So he can get annoying a little bit just because you can't be, like, you actually have to be very patient on him. But I think that also makes him a good boss. I also think that makes him a good boss. So I'm going to put him at the top of good. The Black Wind King. Now, for another secret boss here in Chapter 1, the Red Wukong. I'm sorry, this is a mid-fight, man. This is a mid-fight. He doesn't really do a lot of damage. I'm actually going to put him... I'll put him at the top of mid. He doesn't do a lot of damage, but the whole environment is really cool finding him. It's technically a Chapter 2 fight because you can't unlock him till Chapter 2. But Red Wukong's going to go here at mid. The only mechanic to break the thing on his back, and then he takes a lot of damage and you pop off on him. He's so easy. He doesn't do anything crazy. He doesn't do a lot of damage to you. He does... There's a couple abilities that'll hit you hard, but very easy to get away and heal up. So we're going to put him right there. The Black Bear Gwai. Now this boss, I'm going to put him at the top of good. I know I'm putting a lot in good, but I want to reserve the amazings for the amazings. Now the Black Bear Gwai is the final boss in Chapter 1. And the reason I have him at the top of good is because he teaches you to use your Fire Mantle in the right way. If you don't use your Fire Mantle, this is a much harder fight. Use it at the right time. You can beat him in, probably 1 to 3 tries pretty easily. But he is awesome. He has a lot of cool-ass moves. The whole area burning with fire, him jumping at you, going crazy. The story behind the Black Bear Gwai. Everything like that makes him a really cool fight. I don't think he's amazing, though. I think he's very, very good, but I do not think he is amazing. So we'll get there later. Now, the Lang Li Gu Bao. Another frog, and I just think this is annoying. I think he's a bad fight. It's a reskin, but it's not. A lot of these frogs I'm going to put in bad because their reskins really don't do anything crazy. They might add like 1 extra ability, but for the most part, they're just a frog. They're just another frog. The Poison Frog specifically, which we'll get to in a while, is one of the most annoying fights, I think, in the game. I hated that Poison Frog. I hated the Poison Frog. I also hated the Rock Frog in Chapter 6. So we'll get there when we get there. But I don't think they do enough on the original frog to make it a better fight. It just kind of makes it more annoying, in my opinion. So we're going to put him there. Now, the Earth Wolf. Just a mid boss. Put him at the bottom of mid. He's just a mid boss. This is a Chapter 2 boss. Kind of out on the beaten path. Very easy to fight, but you got to fight a lot of enemies with him for the most part. People shooting arrows and shit at you. It's just kind of annoying. But him as its own boss, it's a very mid fight. There's nothing crazy about it. And that's pretty much about it. Now, the King and Second Prince of Flowing Sands. Now, this was the double fight. You got to fight 2 people at the same time. It's like the first one where you really got to fight 2 at the same time. It's mid. It's better than these. Probably even better than Red Wukong, because Red Wukong is just so fucking easy and he's a little bit boring. So we're going to put him in mid. Another Chapter 2 boss. Not the most fun boss. King of Flowing Sands, we're going to throw him at the same. They're kind of the same thing in regards to that. They're just like very mid fights. Nothing super fun about them. Nothing super crazy about them. You find them, you pop off on them, and there it is. Now, the Enraged Second Prince of Flowing Sands, we're going to put in good. I'm going to put him probably at the end of good. He's a little bit better. It is another phase, obviously, so You just pop off on him, you kill him. He doesn't have any of the crazy mechanics, but he is a little bit cooler. Still pretty easy. Still one of like the first try type of bosses, and it is what it is. Now, the first Prince of Flowing Sands. Now, this fight, I'm sorry, it's another mid fight. Chapter 2, I mean, we got a lot of other mids, but the only interesting about him, and why I'll put him at the top of the mid category, is because this is a boss where you can use to unlock the secret area to go back and start fighting the red Luong, to fight the black Luong, and kind of start that Luong quest line and kill all the different Luongs. So he's going to go in mid for that. But other than that, I mean, he seems really cool when you first find him. He's giant. You go into the cave in Chapter 2, but there's just nothing, I don't think, super exciting about him as a boss to put him anything higher. The Gorai Taoist, this is just a very mid fight. Very mid fight, throw him in mid. Nothing crazy about him. Easy boss, kind of like a side boss. We're just going to throw him here. Mother of Stones, bad. This boss is bad. He doesn't even fight you. It's literally an NPC fight. Literally an NPC fight. I don't enjoy him. I don't like him. He's annoying. So that's pretty much it. He just summons a bunch of little minions, and they're the most annoying enemies in the game. The little rock dudes that flail their head around, and then you beat them. You go through like 3 phases of that. It doesn't do anything other than summon more that you have to kill, and then you go back and you fight him. It's like the easiest boss in the entire game. Not even the easiest, but it is just a bad fight, I think, overall. Just a boring fight. The next couple that I don't really remember these too much. These are some of the only ones in the game that I'm a little bit like, wait, I don't even remember that shit. The Tiger's Acolyte, though. The Tiger's Acolyte. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. Overall, I do think this is a relatively good fight. I don't know if I'm going to put him above any of these ones specifically. Maybe put him like right here. I think he was a good fight. But I'll keep him at the back for now. And then we go to the Mad Tiger and the Tiger Vanguard. Both of these are good fights. I think they're really fun. I think all of the Tiger fights in the game overall, like if you go with the Tiger Vanguard, which I'll get to him in a second, I think these are all good fights. So we're going to throw them in between the Wandering White, Tiger Vanguard as well. We're going to throw him in between. Actually, no. Tiger Vanguard, I'm going to skip here. Both the Tiger Vanguards, these are amazing. This is another Boys Become Men fight. Specifically, the main Tiger Vanguard, you fight him in a pool of blood, bro. You fight him in a pool of blood. And supposedly they added this pool of blood, and they said in the game that this is from everybody that was dying when they were doing the tests for the game. So this is a really cool fight. It's a Boys Become Men fight. You get your rock solid when you fight the Tiger Vanguard. Both Tiger Vanguards as well are very fun, very good. They have really cool mechanics. They are hard. They are not easy fights. Other than the original, probably Wandering White, this is the next skill check, I think, in the game where you really got to lock the in and pop off on these bosses. So they're going to be there. Now, the Yellow Robed Squire, I really don't remember him, bro. Apologies for y'all yelling at me here. We're just going to throw him in mid. I don't remember him. And then Man and Stone. I mean, there's nothing to this fight. There's really nothing to this fight at all. I'm going to rework these a little bit. There's really nothing to this fight. You just really are fighting him to unlock a merchant, pretty much. Like a secret merchant. So we're just going to put him in bad. There's nothing fun about him. Nothing crazy about him at all, other than that he gives you a merchant. So it's just like, just kill him and keep moving. Stone Vanguard. It's a mid fight. A lot of these Vanguard fights are not very good, but they're not bad either. They're just very mid. We're going to put him in, I think these bosses are all better. We're going to put him right here. Nothing crazy. Actually, I'm going to put him below the Bull Guard. Just very mid fight. Nothing exciting about it. It's just a big rock boy that you fight, and later throughout the game, you'll fight different rock boys that have different elements that summon other rock boys that you gotta, like NPCs that you gotta fight as well. So that's pretty much all it is. The Black Luong. Interesting. Now, this is a very interesting one. The Black Luong is a bad fight. It's the best of the bad fights, but it's a bad fight. And let me tell you why it's a bad fight. Because the rocks that you have to jump on for this boss, they don't work. Half the time, you can't actually jump on the rock when he's slamming down and doing his lightning. It's very annoying. It's not anything the boss does for the reason that you might be dying to this guy. I even remember jumping up on a rock and I was getting hit even though I was standing up on a rock. So it's just an annoying fight all around. I feel like it'd be a lot easier if that problem didn't exist. He can still have that ability, but just put rocks in there that you can actually jump on instead of just getting clipped as you're jumping. So it might not be a problem with necessarily the boss, but it's a problem with the boss room as a whole and the mechanics of the boss fight. So that's why we're going to put him in bad. Now we're getting to the Shingang Dang. The Shingang Dang. Big Rock Boy. Big Rock Boy. He's a mid fight. Nothing crazy about him. I'll put him at the top of mid because I just do like fighting him and I like beating him up, smashing rocks off him. But again, it's pretty easy. Nothing crazy about him. Nothing crazy mechanically about him that you have to deal with. You just kind of fight him and you kill him. Now, Fubon. Fubon is a good fight. Story-wise, he's awesome because he's the pet of the big bad that you fight at the end of Chapter 2. But he's also just a cool fight overall. Now, he doesn't do anything mechanically crazy either. I just think he's cool, and I think he's fun to fight because you're fighting a giant little bug, okay? And it's cool story-wise as well, working with the Yellowwind Sage, which we're about to get to right now. Now, the Yellowwind Sage. Oh, the Yellowwind Sage. Now, I don't want to put him as the worst boss in the game. But I'm really thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it. Because if I go and look at all these other bosses in the game, actually, I do know who's the worst boss in the game, and we'll get there. I'm trying to balance the coolness factor and the annoyance that I had fighting this boss. Because I genuinely feel that this boss is overtuned for where he is. But I like fighting hard bosses. So, is that even a problem? I don't know. But we're going to put him at horrible. We're going to put him in annoying. And I'm sorry, everybody who loves this boss. I'm sorry, because I know this is one of the hardest bosses in the game. And this is the biggest skill check, I think, in the entire game. If you can't beat him, don't keep going. Quit. If you can't beat him, you're not going to beat any bosses later on in the game. You don't have enough. Here's my problem. I don't think in Chapter 2, you have enough to deal with what he throws at you unless you get his secret item. I think this boss is very dependent on having a secret item to erase a very hard phase on this boss. But I do think there's a lot of learning on this boss that makes him good. It's almost like a FromSoft boss where you really have to know these mechanics and you really have to lock in on these mechanics to fight him. But again, you don't have it's such a long fight. You don't have a ton of health potions at this point in the game. And it's just annoying, man. He's just annoying. I feel like he hits you with shit that you shouldn't get hit by. He has so many moves that sometimes you just won't see a move till 5 times in. He'll pop off on you a move you haven't seen before. And I'm just going to throw him at annoying. I'm spending too much time on him right now, but I'm going to throw him at annoying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody. That's just how I feel. If you disagree, that's fine. I apologize. I apologize. The Macaque Chief. The Macaque Chief. Now we're getting to Chapter 3, boys. Now we're getting into Chapter 3. Now, the Macaque Chief, the first fight, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. There's nothing interesting. It is cool that he bows to you and, like, prays while you're beating his ass. But, I mean, it's not a fun fight. It's just an easy move-on fight. It's nothing crazy. Macaque round 2, this is just going to be a mid-fight. We're going to put him better than under the red Lowong, but better than the frog. This is where you fight him for the second time. He gets his sword out and he starts attacking you a little bit by the campfire. It's nothing crazy. Or by the shrine. It's nothing crazy at all. It's okay, but it's not like anything that you're going to beat him first try and you're going to move on, pretty much. The King Jin Loong. Now, this dude, man, he's a good fight. He's a good fight. We're going to put him right below the Wandering White. This dude's awesome. He looks cool, but honestly, the only reason he's not amazing, because he's cool with the story as well, the only reason he's not amazing is because he's a lot easier than I think a lot of people are going to expect him to be. You can kill him second try. I think most people probably are going to kill this guy second try because he just is really easy to knock down. And once you do a ton of damage to him because you probably just got a new weapon. You're probably doing a shit ton of damage at the start of this chapter, and you're going off and you're popping off on him very quickly because he's very early on into the longest chapter in the game, chapter 3. But he's really cool, and I do really like him. Captain Y's voice. You know what, man? We're going to put him at good, too. This might be crazy. We're going to put him right under the King Jin Loong. Now, Captain Y's voice, if I remember correctly, this is the captain, with the big circle sphere that you have to drop down, you have to hit. But he's another drop down boss. I think chapter 3, this is the second you just hit the legs and they drop down and you hit the head. It's the same thing with the King Jin Loong where you kind of drop him out of the air, he falls, and you do a lot of damage. It's the same thing with the Red Loong where you get him on his back and you fight the thing on the back, and then you do more damage when you break that. So it's a good fight. It's a cool fight. He has a lot of cool abilities. He pops domain expansions out the ass on you. But that's pretty much all I think to say on Captain Y's voice. But I do think he's a pretty fun fight. I think he's a decent fight. The Apramana Bat. Mid-fight. Nothing crazy. I put him probably right under the Red Loong, above the Macaque. He's just an easy boss. Chapter 2, you go and you kill him. He does have kind of some annoying mechanics. But other than that, I mean, he's a pretty easy boss overall. Nothing really special to him for the most part. King Jin Star. Wait, I think... Hold on. Fubon needs to be good. I don't know why I put him in amazing. I'm going to put him right here. Right there. Okay, sorry about that. The King Jin Star. Whew. Now, this is the first baddie you really meet in a game. The first absolute baddie. And because she's so cool, I'm going to put her first and second phase together. I'm not going to mix them up. This is a really hard one for me. Because I really liked her boss fight. I'm going to put her right here. Right below the Back Bear Guai. At the very top of good. Teetering on an amazing boss fight. Because she's a very balanced fight between you just learn her in the first couple tries. She looks cool as hell. She's a baddie. She's relatively cool in terms of her lore with the story. And I want to put her in amazing, but I can't. We're going to keep her there. She's a good fight. A very good fight. Next, the Cien Loong. This fight pisses me off. This fight really pisses me off. But I think he's a good fight overall. Cien Loong, you fight him right next to where you fight King Jin Star. He's a secret boss, quote-unquote secret boss. Part of the Loong quest line. We're going to throw him... No, he's not better than those fights, man. I don't think he's a mid-fight, though, because I think he is cool. I think his second phase is really cool. The only problem with him is he's a very one-trick pony type of boss. If you can dodge when he flies in the air and slams kind of on you a couple times, but this is what the Loong bosses do. Other Loong bosses do that too. Yellow Loong does that as well. So we're going to put him right there. But if you can dodge that, you can beat the boss. I don't think his Thunder Sword phase really does anything crazy other than making him a bit faster. So we're going to put him there. Non-white, mid. Nothing crazy with him at all. I'm actually going to put him a little bit lower right here with the Apromonobat. We're going to put his phase 2 right lower with the Apromonobat. I mean, you're going to fight a lot of the non-type of bosses. All of them are pretty mid for the most part. They don't do anything crazy. They don't have very hard mechanics. They don't have very cool mechanics for the most part, except for one. One of them has a really ass cool mechanic. Not necessarily a mechanic, but it's just a cool ass boss fight. So we're going to put him there. Next is the non-able. Now, I love this dude. I love this boss. He runs up and starts beating your ass with his feet. And then he rips the chains off with his hands and starts punching you into the ground. This dude, another chapter 3. This is all chapter 3 still. This dude is straight up awesome, man. I think this dude's awesome. But is he an amazing boss? I don't think so. I want to reserve the amazings for truly bosses I think are amazing. So we're going to put him... We're going to put him right here. Pretty at the top of good. At the top of good. The Langley Balang. Langley Balang. This is another frog. I just think he's a bad fight, man. I just don't think the frog... If you're going to make multiple different frogs, just don't give him an element and say good to go. I think he's a pretty bad fight, man. I think he's a pretty bad fight, man. I don't think these frogs... I wish they made the frogs a little bit harder. I wish they didn't just reskin, give them one extra ability or whatever it is and keep it rolling. That's just how I feel about the frogs, but it is what it is. The old Gingang Guai. The old Gingang Guai. Now, I don't really... he's not horrible annoying. Sorry. Now, I don't really remember this guy too much in full for some reason. Let me try to think here. Oh, you know why I don't remember him? You know why I don't remember him? Because he's an in-the-ground boss. He's one of the in-the-ground boys. And most of the in-the-ground boys are not fun. They are so easy to the point where they sometimes don't even get off an ability. We're just going to put him here, man. They do give you loot. They're not a reskin, but they kind of are at the same time. But at least they all have very different abilities. So we're going to put him right there. Because he's not a reskin, it's just another ground boss. And we'll get to more of those as we go through this for sure. Captain Lotus Vision. Yeah. This boss is a horrible boss fight. All in all. I just genuinely think it's bad. All he does is shoot shit at you. Constantly. Not a lot of room for breathers. You can't really dodge him. You got to pretty much L2 him. You run out of stamina. And then he hits you. And you get as many hits in as you can. The only time you can really get hits in is if this dude is frozen. It is so annoying, even though he's cool. He is cool. His domain expansion second fucking phase. Not really second phase, but it's cool. But he just... I don't like him. I don't like him. He's annoying. His mechanics are annoying. Everything about him is annoying. The boss room, and it's not very big. It's annoying. Everything about this boss is annoying. The area he's in, annoying. So we're going to throw him there. And we're going to keep him there. The Captain Kalpa Wave. Now, this dude is the dude when you're running up and you're going up to the temple in Chapter 3 and it's like a whole red, almost Bloodborne-esque area. This one's interesting for me. This one is interesting for me. The Captain Kalpa Wave. I'm going to put him at the top of mid. I don't think he's a very good fight. I killed him so fast that I didn't even see a lot of his mechanics when I fought him. So we're just going to put him at the top of mid. I'm not going to talk out of turn with him because of how easy he was. But if he's very unmemorable for me, I pretty much am going to be throwing him in mid. If it wasn't anything crazy about the boss that I went, oh my god, that was awesome, that's what they're going to be. Monk from the Sea. I don't care. I don't even know if I have to elaborate. Me personally, this was the most annoying enemy in the whole entire game. I hated them. I hated Monks from the Sea. They freeze the shit out of you. They have so many annoying moves that I don't know what it is. I will be spamming circle and it just won't dodge. It just won't dodge. I used his transformation at the end of the game. I hated him so much, I took the transformation that you get from this guy and I continued to use it for the rest of the game. And that's just how it went. I hate the Monk from the Sea. I hate it. Horrible boss. Horrible boss. Overall, just absolutely horrible boss. Non-pure. And honestly, the non-void and the non-pures, I mean, they're mid. They're just mid. I'm going to put them with the non-white. I actually think the non-white is better, and I think the non-void is better than non-pure. They just don't have anything crazy to them. They don't have anything super crazy to them. They're just very mid. You fight them, you move on. I don't think any of them ever killed me one time other than Mr. Non-Able up here. The Macaque Sheath, round 3. Amazing. Bottom of amazing. This is an amazing fight. The Macaque Chief literally levels up in the game. When you fight him and you're in the sack, this is when you fight him in the Yellowbrow boss fight, right between Yellowbrow phase 1 and phase 3, right at the end of chapter 3. This dude is fucking awesome. He's awesome. It's such a fun fight. It's such a unique boss room. You have Baji fighting with you, so you have the extra heals, and you're going to need him because he does a lot of damage. But his attacks are cool. You've learned his attacks. They still add new attacks on and add new mechanics onto him from the previous 2 times you fought him. So each time you fight him, it gets better and better, and then it ends on an amazing, amazing, amazing boss fight. I absolutely love this boss fight, and we're going to put him at the end. I don't think I liked him as much as the Jinchi, the Tiger Vanguard, or the White Clad Nobles, but overall, he was a very, very good boss fight, in my opinion, in the game. Straight up. Now, Yellowbrow. And these I am going to split up. I'm not going to count these as one boss fight because there is literally a boss fight in between them. Yellowbrow 1, I genuinely think Yellowbrow 1 is very mid. I think I'm going to put him at the top of mid. Right at the top of mid, but he's mid. He doesn't do anything crazy. Doesn't have a lot of crazy mechanics. And you're supposed to start learning very basic stuff about him during this phase. So it's kind of supposed to be mid in that standpoint. Now, Yellowbrow round 2, for example. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Yellowbrow. You have the story. You have mechanics like the gold shield that you have to break with heavies. You have mechanics that you have to jump over, like the lightning that circles around. You have to jump over it before a certain amount of time. You can't spam abilities on him, but in my opinion, that's a good thing. So you have to learn when to time the different abilities that you're using. You have to use multiple different abilities to beat him. You can't just spam one over and over and cook him. He's an amazing boss. He is an amazing boss. He's hard, but not over-tuned, not over-balanced. He's very balanced and requires you to really play the game optimally to beat him. I genuinely believe that. He is an amazing boss fight, and it helps that you learn some of his mechanics in phase 1, and you feel like you kind of grew to actually fighting the main big boy, which is Yellowbrow round 2. He is awesome. And that's, again, not even to mention the whole story components of him and being the main boss of one of the longest chapters, all culminating to fighting this motherfucker. He's awesome. I loved him. I loved him. I loved him. Now we're getting into chapter 4. Potentially my favorite chapter, but not necessarily for the boss fights. But potentially my favorite chapter just overall, because I think it's just really cool. The story behind it, the amount of baddies you meet. I mean, come on. Come on. Second Sister. Second Sister is a mid fight, but at the top of mid. She does poison damage, and that's about it. She's really easy to fight. You can cook the living hell out of her quickly. I beat her so fast, I blinked and she was dead. So we're just going to put her in mid. And Centipede Guai, it's going to be the same thing, but he's going to be lower in mid. Nothing crazy to him. You fight him, you kill him, kind of like the Apromonobat, and we're just going to throw him right there. Nothing crazy about the Centipede Guai. Now, the right hand. The right hand. The Bloodhada, the right hand. Bad. This is a bad fight. Is it as bad as Mother of Stones or the Frogs or the Man in Stone? No. Is it as bad as the Ginseng? No. We're going to put him right here. We're going to put him right here. He's not as annoying as Black Loong. Black Loong is very annoying. But Black Loong is definitely less bad of a full-on fight as the rest of these. And that's the same thing with the right hand. He's not as basic as the Ginseng Guai, the Man in Stone, the Ling Bao Bao. It's not as basic and just boring as these other ones. Because you do fight him in a room and you have to use him to run across after you kill him. But, I mean, it's just annoying, stupid, and there's nothing really crazy and cool about him, in my opinion. He's really easy. You just fight him. Sorry, I almost hiccuped. Right there. You just fight him and you kill him and you move on. But he's bad because there's borderline no mechanics to him. He's kind of like the cart bosses later on, which we'll get to. You just kill him to move on, and it's just, there's nothing cool about him, in my opinion. Other than, once you kill him, running across him and opening new areas, I think is kind of cool. The Bali Gu Bao! The Bali Gu Bao! With the rest of the frogs, man. With the rest of the frogs, man. You just give him poison and say, let's go. Give him poison, let's go. Run it up. Elder Armor Worm. This is going to be a mid-boss fight. Very mid, very forgettable. But it does give you some loot, which I like. It's just a reskinned, smaller guy that you fight when he's bigger. You know what? I honestly might, because he's a reskin of a smaller dude, I'm actually going to put him at bad. He's just not a good boss fight. You dodge the head and you move on. Is he as annoying as the... Is he worse than the Mother of Stone? There's no way, right? We're going to put him here. We're going to put him here. We're actually going to put him here. That's where he's going to go. Zubaji! Now, this is your friend. He gets corrupted. And you got to beat the corruption out of him. These are good fights, man. These are really good fights, man. Both rounds. The first round is really easy. So we're just going to put the first round kind of here at mid. But the second round, these are fully separate boss fights. It's not just different phases. The second round is an awesome fight. It is annoying. Ooh, but it is annoying because you can't really dodge. But I don't think that actually hindered the fight in a lot of ways. I think they balanced the fight around you not being able to run super fast. And I think that's one of the cool parts about the fight. I'm going to put him here right at the top of good. He was awesome. He goes into the bull, then he goes into the fish, then he goes into like the rhino. Bro, he's awesome, awesome, awesome fight overall. We're going to put him up there. Really cool for the story, really cool boss room. Really cool boss, one of my favorite chapters. We're putting him up there for sure. Now, the Violet Spider. The Violet Spider is also a good fight. Very good fight. I don't think... She's one of those really intimidating bosses that ends up being a little bit easier than you think she's going to be. But she is hard. And she does a lot of poison, but I don't think that takes away. I think a lot of games, of any game, Black Myth Wukong does poison the right way. It doesn't completely ruin your run when you get poisoned. And I think that's the same with the Violet Spider. And right after her, I'm going to count this in the boss when you got to run away from all the spiders climbing on the walls. That shit is awesome. It's some Indiana Jones type shit. So we are going to put the Violet Spider... Ooh, where are we going to put Violet Spider? I don't think I liked her as much as the Blackwind King or the Non-Ables. She's right there with the Linguzi for me. Right there with the Linguzi for me. Is she worse or better than the Linguzi? Right. Better than the Wandering White? No. Below the Wandering White, above the Fubon. This is a great spot for him. Honestly, I'm going to put the Wandering White above the Linguzis. I'm going to put the Wandering White above the Non-Ables as well. So we're going to move the Wandering White just a little bit. These bosses, I think, are better than the Wandering White overall. Chen Long. This is I mean, there couldn't be more of a mid fight. I'm going to put him right with the Red Lawang. Actually, it's a worse fight than the Red Lawang. There's nothing really fun at all about this fight. You just kill him, but he's the Ryu scroll, so he gives you the Ryu scroll once you beat him and do his quest line, and then you move on. There it is. Old Cocoon, bad. You just beat the Cocoon. But should I put him with the Venom Dow? No, I'm just going to put him here. Actually, he's worse than Mother of Stones. Worse than Mother of Stones. It's just a bad fight. It's not like a horribly annoying fight, but it's just a bad fight. It's just so bad. There's nothing to it. You just beat a Cocoon. The Venom Taoists. Honestly, the story makes him really cool. I like his storyline. But I think as a fight, both round 1 and round 2, there's not a lot to him. I beat him both first try very easily. So I don't even know if he has mechanics that I just didn't see or something like that. Even though he is really cool, the fight as a whole is very similar to like the non-fights where there's just really nothing really crazy about him. So we're going to put him here at the top of mid. Not as mid as, or more mid than Zubaji, but less mid than the Shingen Dang. So we're going to put him there. The Yin Tiger. Oh, Yin Tiger. I love the Yin Tiger. He is a fun fight. He's got really cool moves. Goes invisible, kind of. Pops off on you. Swings that sword like he's Guts and Berserk. He's a really cool fight. I don't think I'd put him at amazing, but I'd put him up here with the Kanjin Star. You find him in the Ryu Scroll area. You challenge him to get some good shit. He's pretty damn hard. Pretty damn hard, but not horribly hard. And he just goes right there. Now, are we in Chapter 4 now? Yeah, we're at the end of Chapter 4. What I mean, we've been in Chapter 4. But this is the second half. This is the non-spider part of Chapter 4, kind of. The Taoist me. You kind of fight him right at the start of that second half of Chapter 4 when you're running up the kind of like woodsy area going up to the Court of the Illumination. This guy's hard because I just think he's mid. I think I throw him here with like the non-bosses as well. Less mid than the Xian Long though. Put him in between the Xian Long and the Red Long. Right there. I think that's a good spot for him. Scorpion Lord. I don't even care what anybody says. He's an amazing fight. Where can I put him? Where should I put him? Boom. Scorpion Lord is badass. He's awesome. He's a drunk dude that you gotta go and say, stand the fuck up and let's fight regardless. Or you cannot fight him and you can watch him get his ass beat by the Dusk Veil. It's one of the two. You can do both of those things, but his mechanics aren't anything crazy other than shit you gotta dodge, but they look cool. His voice actor is awesome. I like his storyline with the game. Overall, he's just an amazing fight, man. He's an amazing, just solid-ass fight. He's hard as shit. You do gotta learn him to actually beat him. He's just cool, man. Everything about the Scorpion Lord is cool. He does do poison damage, which can get a little bit annoying, but again, I think the poison in this game isn't as annoying as it is in other games. We're gonna put him right here. He's awesome. He's fucking awesome. One of my favorite fights. Now, Dusk Veil. Round 1, Dusk Veil is mid. Okay? Dusk Veil mid. Round 1's very mid. Very mid. Secondary mid. Almost good. Now, round 2 is just good. It's not great. It's not amazing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put him a little bit lower in the mid category. Probably right here. Lower in the good category. Sorry, not the mid category. Because the environment is awesome with Dusk Veil. The environment, it's like taking a page out of Bloodborne's book, man. But fuck, I don't think his mechanics were super interesting. I don't think his moves were super interesting. I genuinely don't. I think he was just, why I put him at good is because he was so damn cool. He had nothing annoying about him, but I beat him first try relatively easily, and I just kind of moved on. I expected more from him. Not that it wasn't a good fight, he just wasn't anything great in my opinion. 100-Eye Taoist Master, Phase 1. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to break these phases up. Because Phase 1 can be its own boss fight if you use the item. And all I'm going to say is Phase 1, boom. He's one of the best bosses I've ever fought in this game. Learning him, the different mechanics that he has where he can go underground, pop out at you. He can throw the spear from literally out of the map and charge down on you. The way he attacks with the front two little shits with his spider. Everything about him and all the mechanics about him are cool. You got to dodge him in very specific ways. You can't spam your abilities on him. And you have to, again, like Yellowbrow, optimize the way you fight him. This is, didn't mention this, but this is the last boss of Chapter 4. It's amazing. Now, Phase 2, although it's one of the coolest phases in the game, is more annoying than the Yellow and Sage. It's more annoying than the Yellow and Sage. And it's so fucking annoying that you basically need an item to skip this phase. You have no stamina. You can hit him very little times. Because even when you do hit him, he's going to do a charge on you. He's going to do a counter on you. You can dodge, maybe hit him a couple more times, and he's going to go invisible, shoot shit down at you for 30 seconds, maybe finally pop out. He pops out. He doesn't move. You have no time to attack him. He goes invisible again. He keeps doing it. It's one of the worst phases in the whole game, in my opinion. And it literally forces you almost to get the item to just fight him only in one phase. It's so annoying. It's the most annoying shit in the entire game. Hands down. Yellow Wukong. Fuck, this is hard. A lot of people say he's one of the hardest bosses in the whole game. I don't care though, he's amazing. He's amazing. He's fucking amazing. Such a good boss, man. Such a good boss. You have to fight him, I think, in a different way than you fight every other enemy. There are cheese mechanics for him. I will say that. You can definitely cheese him with the smash stance heavy. That's how literally I beat him. I feel like I had to beat him like that. But he's a boss. This is a skill check alert boss. He's harder than some of the end game bosses. But at the same time, he's not unfair. He is not unfair at all. He's just badass, cool, and one of the most fun fights in the entire game to learn. And you feel so damn good when you finally beat him. Obviously, I kind of cheesed him, but I felt good because I didn't cheese him. I just used smash dance heavies. So, we're going to put him in amazing. He's the last fight in the Wukong quest line. He gives you Kun Steel, I'm pretty sure. He gives you the shit to get the mythical Wukong staff, which is my favorite weapon in the entire game. I mean, dude, what else can I say about the Yellow Wukong? Fucking awesome. Awesome. Pale Axe Stalwart. I mean, as mid can get. The first fight, I think, of Chapter 5. We are in Chapter 5 now. He's as mid could get. Put him in the middle of mid. 5 element carts. Oh, they're putting all these carts in one thing. They're putting all these carts in one thing. Here's the thing. All of these fights, overall, they're really bad. They're not Mother Stones or Old Cocoon bad, but they're really bad. They're really bad. I hate the element cards. None of them really do anything differently except for the Crimson Silver. And the Crimson Silver randomly just has a ton of health and hits you with shit that there's no way you got hit by. So we're going to put all the cards right there. Father of Stones. I mean, another one is mid could get. Actually, more towards the bottom of mid. Probably like right here. I mean, he's so mid. There's really nothing else I can say about him. Cloudy Mist and Misty Cloud. I mean, I don't know why these are separated. Okay, they have them 1x1 and separated. We're going to put them all together. Very mid fights. Top of mid, though. I don't think they're as mid as the Venom Taoists because they do have some cool mechanics with them. Obviously, they work together to kind of kick your ass, but they don't kick your ass. One of them goes invisible, which gets really annoying. But despite it being pretty fucking annoying, it's unique. And it's more unique than a lot of the other fights in the game. So balancing the uniqueness and the annoyingness and just kind of, these are some cool-ass bosses. We're going to put them right there. The next thing here. Keeper of the Flame Mountains. Keeper of the Flaming Mountains. This is a good fight. He doesn't do anything crazy, but it is really unique. I'm going to put him at the bottom of good. It's almost a mid fight because it's so fucking easy. But going and picking up the orbs, him summoning all the shit to attack you, I think is kind of cool. It's just kind of annoying. And then he has another phase where you got to fight this little, here he is right here. I don't even know how to say this, the Matianga, or whatever it's called. This is another, I'm actually going to put this in mid. I'm going to put this in bad. There's nothing unique about this. I thought the second phase was going to pop off and be way harder. And there was just nothing cool about it. I'm going to be completely honest. There was nothing cool about it. It was kind of just there. He's not as bad as any of the bad ones. But I think he's worse than Black Wukong. I think Black Wukong is a better fight. Even though it is more annoying, it's still a better fight. And then the Yin Yang Fish. This is going to go up with good. Not as good, but it's just very similar. Some of the Yin Yang Fish, you run around, you grab the little white orbs, and then you fight them. I think that's how I fought him. Hopefully that's the mechanic. So, put him there. 9-Cap Ling Z. 9-Cap Ling Z. He did not hit me one time. We're going to put him right with the old Ginseng. I'm going to put him actually higher than the old Ginseng. But, I mean, God, he doesn't do anything. You just kill him. You just literally kill him. Flint Vanguard. Put him with the other Vanguard. It's a reskinned Vanguard. But I think this Vanguard does enough to where he just looks cool. But honestly, we have to put the rest of the Vanguards with the frogs. They're better than the frogs, but we put them with the frogs. I don't know. I just don't think it does enough different. I don't think it does enough different other than adding an element, and I think that makes it bad. Wait, here's the Rusty Gold cart. Okay, well, we're going to put this with the cart. We're going to put this with the other carts. I thought they were putting all the carts together. We're going to put this with the other carts. Better than the rest of the carts, though. Top takes bottom, and bottom takes half. Oh, God. We're putting all these together. I think this is a good fight, man. It's a pretty easy fight, again. I just think it's cool as hell, man. I didn't think it's cool. There's no other bosses with the same mechanics as these guys. We're going to put them at the end of good. A little bit above the Cian Long. But below the Tigers in the second Prince fight in the Dusk Vale. So we're going to put them right here. Boom, boom, and boom. There we go. Next, the Golden-Eyed Beast. Now, this is a secret boss in Chapter 5. And, bro, this dude is awesome. I love him. I love this guy. But I think I'm going to put him at the top of good. Right below. We're going to put him right here. And the reason is why I like this boss so much is because you can move him into a second room, like a wall of ice, and make him easier. I like that mechanic. I think that's cool. But you don't need to do that. You don't feel the need to do that like you would with the 100-Eyed Taoist Master Phase 2, or almost the Yellow Wind Sage. I beat the Yellow Wind Sage without using the item. But if you needed to do that, I'd put him down here at horrible and annoying. But you don't. And he's not crazy hard, but he's not easy. He's cool. Everything about him, I think, for the most part, screams very good boss. Not amazing, but very good boss. Bao Lang Lang. I mean, what can I say about him that I can't say about the others? It's just the same thing but fire. Put him there. Mother of Flamelings. Oh, God. This is a bad fight, man. This is a bad fucking fight, man. We're going to put him right here. He's just bad because he's annoying. He just summons a bunch of little shit that shoots little fire sperms at you. And that's it. You kill the fire sperms, you kill him. It's done. It's such an annoying fight. You just burn over and over, so you're constantly using stamina, just trying to get the burns off. If you throw the mantle on, it trivializes all the fire in the fight. It's just not a good fight, man. It's just a small flameling that they made a boss flameling, kind of like the armor worm that you just kill. It is what it is. Flint Sheath. The Flint Chief. The Flint Chief is just, it's the middest of mids. Another middest of mids. There's nothing crazy about him. Another rock boy. Not the Vanguard type rock boys, but another rock boy. We're just going to put him right with the Earthwolf here. A lot of these are jumbled up. They're pretty much all very mid, in my opinion. Now, Red Boy. This is a good fight. This is the first part of the final boss of Chapter 5. Now, this guy's going to go... The first phase of him is going to go here. I don't think he does anything cool or super cool and crazy. He's a pretty straightforward boss that just burns you. I think the burns are kind of annoying. I don't think he's as good as like the Mad Tiger, the Captain Wise fight. I think those are more unique fights. But I think the Yaksha King version of this fight, the second half, when he does the transformation, is really goddamn cool. But I didn't think he was that... This is hard. This is really hard because his biggest thing was just that circle he puts around him where the little tentacles come up and do a ton of fire damage. I think he's better than the Black Wind King, but I still enjoyed the Cajun Star fight more. And maybe that's just because I enjoyed that chapter. And I actually, Chapter 1 and Chapter 3 were probably, in terms of bosses, some of my favorite. But now I'm looking at this. All the chapters got some amazing boss fights to them. So I kind of do take that back. But that's where we're going to put him now. I'm comfortable with that. Now we are getting to the last chapter in the game. Chapter 6, man. And Chapter 6 does have some banger boss fights. Got some banger boss fights. So let's get into it. Supreme Celestial Inspector Phase 3. So the other Supreme, why are they only doing a Phase 3? Because Phase 3 is really annoying, and you have to use the cloud. Okay, so this boss, you fight him at the end of Chapter 4, but then he goes invisible and you can't fight him yet. He comes back in Chapter 6. At the way start, he's like the first boss you fight. And the first couple parts of him is relatively straightforward. I love his little... Yeah, he's like a little circus animal when he jumps on his little wheel and runs around with the fire. Dude, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's a really cool... He's kind of like the Martialist, the Green Capped Martialist, which this was actually a Chapter 3 boss, a secret Chapter 3 boss, so I'm going to put this. He's good because of the little Beyblade wheel that he throws around, and I think that is just an awesome move, so we're going to put him right above the Cian Longs and the Tiger Acolytes. We're actually going to put him right below Bread Boy. I love this boss. I think he's really cool. So if we're going to get to this guy, because he has the same thing with his little circle, I think it's a really good fight. The only thing I don't like about him is that you use the fan on the second phase, or the third phase, I guess. No, second phase. Yeah, Phase 2. And if you don't, it's way harder. But I still don't think it's impossible. And I think overall he's really fucking cool. You rip the hand off. His head is literally a hand. I think overall he's a really cool fight. We're going to actually put him up here pretty high. Below the Wandering White. Above the non-ables. That's where we're going to put him. I think that's a good spot for him. Now, the Fang Tai General. Now, is this even a boss fight? I don't even know if this should count as a boss fight. If it did, it'd be the worst boss because you don't fight. But I like him, bro. I like how you have to use the Fire Mantle. You have to hold on. But it's bad. You just hold R2. He's not annoying. But he's bad. It's bad. He's cool. I love him. It is cool, but I mean it's not a boss fight. I don't even think you can count this as a boss fight. So we're gonna put him there. The Waterwood Beast, this is a very mid fight. This is those little hippos that you find. He's so mid. It's just harder than the smaller Waterwood Beasts. I mean, it's got to be bottom of mid, right? It's not bad. No, we got to put him with the other reskins. Like the armor worms and shit. It has to be a bad fight. It's not good. There's nothing unique about it at all. Even below the frogs, yeah. Right there with the armor worm. And we're going to do the same thing with the poison chief. Hey, what is there fun about this fight? There's nothing. There's nothing good about this fight. It is what it is. It's not annoying, so I'm not going to put it with the annoying carts. But it just is what it is. Same thing with the Son of Stones. Boys. Right here. There it is. I mean, where's the Father of Stone? Where'd I put Father? Father of Stone's here? We're moving him down with the Son of Stones. These fights were so basic that they're just bad. You just attack and you win. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. Father Son's actually probably worse. So we're just going to do this. And now we get to one of the craziest picks. You guys might not agree with this. Most people probably won't agree with this. The worst boss in the entire game. The Lang Bao Bao. The rage I had fighting the Lang Bao Bao for no reason was annoying. To this day, I don't know how to make him not be rock form. Do you just have to wait? I don't know. He's another reskinned frog, except for he has one mechanic. Other than you have to fight everybody else around him at the same time when you first fight him. And his one mechanic is annoyance. His one mechanic is you can't attack him. And I triple heavied him 5 times, and the dude still was in rock form. It was so fucking annoying. And there was nothing to this boss other than dodge the same frog moves you've been dodging the entire game. Except for you can't actually hit him now when you dodge his moves because he's rock. We're keeping him here. We're putting him in here. I know it's crazy. I know a lot of people are going to say I'm crazy. Controversial. A lot of people might have beat this guy first try and just moved on. But for me, personally, this was my least favorite boss. Really was. Honestly, I think Jiao Luong is a really cool fight. It's one of my favorite Luong fights, probably, because it's literally like an alligator, bro. It dives under the water, it'll flip its tail up and spin it in a circle and shit. Like, I think a lot of the parts of this fight are really cool. Now, it's not like cinematic in a way a lot of the other big boss fights are, and it's not necessarily a big boss fight either. It's definitely more of a side fight. I'm gonna put it up with a better than the Cian Long. I'm actually gonna put it up with almost as good as Red Boy, right below Red Boy. That's where we're gonna put it. I like the Jiao Luong. It's a really cool fight. Overall, it is definitely one of my favorite Luong fights in the game. Gold Armored Rhino. Now, this fight is badass. And let me tell you why this fight is badass. Let me think where I'm going to put it first. I'm going to put it... this is hard, man. This is hard. We're going to put it up here. And the reason why is it's because it's one of the bosses in the game that has a very solidified mechanic that is not seen in a lot of other places in the game. You have to aim your heavy at its horn, knock its horn off, and then do damage. And I love the way he charges at you. You have to do this multiple times. He does not take a lot of damage. There's just, overall, I think it's just a good, clean, fun fight. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. You know what? I'm actually not going to put it above the Yaksha King. But I think he's better than the Black Wind King. We're going to put him right there. We're going to put him right there. I think that's a good spot for him. The Cloud Treading Deer, I'm actually going to put right up with him. I think it's a little bit worse of a fight because it is annoying. The Cloud Treading Deer is a very hard fight, though. He's another fight you got to do to get an armor piece in Chapter 6. And this dude will go between basically cold and like that blood damage or whatever. Very similar mechanics in both phases, except for one's going to poison you. And one is actually going to do, obviously, frost damage and slow you. But both of them are annoying. That's the only reason it's not better, because it's a really cool-ass fight. But overall, it's not annoying enough to take away fully from the fight. It just makes it kind of like a really hard fight. Your health will be the same as his health all the way down to the end. Like, you will beat him with very little health potions left, most likely, depending on, obviously, the gourd you're using. And I think right here is a great spot for him. overall, yeah, I just think this is a good spot for him. It's a good fight. Very good fight. Very, very, very good, fun, hard fight. Emerald Arm Mantis. Now, this might be one of the best Chapter 6 fights in the game. He is harder than a lot of the fights in the game as well because you do not have a lot of time to dodge his attacks. But the fact that you are inside of Baji, the inside of the boss fights are some of my favorite. We got the sack fight right down here, and then the Emerald Armed. But you literally are fighting a tiny little mantis that gets big inside of Baji, is stabbing, or actually you get small, is stabbing Baji and trying to kill him from the inside, and you're fighting a mantis with these blood swords that is so fast and so relentless at attacking you. It is insane, but I don't think it takes away from the fight. You can't really heal very often. That's kind of annoying, but it's just such a cool fight in terms of a lot of the other bosses in the game that do give you a lot more time to heal. Every time you stand up, you'll have a time to pop a potion and keep it moving. This one, you really got to be like, okay, should and can I pop a health potion right now? Yes or no? And you got to really optimize how you fight this boss or you will be cooked. If you use all of your shit in his like first little phase, his second phase, you're going to be cooked in. He just is so relentless. He does not stop attacking. And he has giant swinging AoE blood attack type moves with his little weapons. I think it's awesome. The giant Shigang Dang. It's good, but I'm going to probably keep it more at the mid. It's definitely a more of a mid fight. I'm going to put him right up here under the Dusk Veil. The reason I'm going to put him in mid is because he's awesome. He looks really cool, but it is just a bigger Shigang Dang, you know? And he's pretty easy. There's nothing crazy to him that you have to do that makes him that much different, other than how big he is. And obviously he has more mechanics because of being big. But so I think he's not just a reskin with an extra thing like some of the frogs or some of the Vanguard, like the Fire Vanguard, whatever it is. So we're going to put him there. Now we're going to get to some of the best bosses in the entire game. The Stone Monkey. He's not amazing, but he's very good. I'm going to put him at the top of good. And the reason I'm putting him at the top of good is not only because how cool the story is with him, but he has cool-ass mechanics. Well, hold on. He has mostly cool mechanics. He does have a Black Loa mechanic where he slams on the ground. You have to jump / dodge, whatever. The only thing is there's no rocks, so you just got to do it. And the rocks piss me off more than anything in the game. But the Stone Monkey is just straight up. First phase, you beat the living shit out of him. He's very easy. Second phase, he summons a familiar, and you got to bounce off between this like type of fire slams that he does, as well as the cold guy that has completely different mechanics than the fire slams. And he's doing cold damage, obviously, but using different moves for the most part. Very hard fight. The second half, at least, is a very hard fight. Very fun fight. And the story around it, where you fight him, all of that goes into just making this a very good fight. It's not amazing, but it's very good. It is very good. Now, for the best fight in the entire game, I don't even know if I have to talk about why. Like, come on. What are we talking about here? The best boss in the game, no question, is the Great Sage. Wukong, basically himself. He pulls power out of you to start, so you can't use the the combos with his armor set and weapon. So you have to go back to your basic combos for the most part. Then on top of that, he uses all the abilities you've come to know and love throughout the game. And he's going to disrespect you the entire time while he's doing it. But first, we'll talk about his abilities. Since he's using a lot of the same abilities, it makes sense in terms of the timing of when he's going to hit you. On top of that, it is very visually obvious when he's about to actually slam down with a lot of his moves. But he disrespects you in ways that if you're spamming an ability, he'll stop you, beat you to the ground, and laugh at you. If you're spamming your heal, he will grab your health potion, heal himself up, and hand it back to you, and just immobilize you while he's doing it. It is fucking awesome. He even uses the cloud to run around. It's just, all in all, man, it's one of the coolest bosses in any game. It is a perfect climax, not necessarily climax, but a perfect ending to the whole Black Myth Wukong game. I think it's fucking awesome. One of my favorite bosses. He's very hard as well. Not the hardest in the game, but he's very hard in my opinion. Now, Erlang. What do I got to say about Erlang? Is this really Erlang or is it Ishin from Sekiro? And that's a big compliment. He uses the same weapon. You beat his ass in the same way. But he beats your ass for probably 3 hours before you get to that point. He is very hard. He's very awesome. The story is very cool. He's a secret boss. You have to do a ton of secret shit to fight him, and it does not disappoint. He exceeds expectations when you fight Erlang. All the way from the start of the game, foreshadowing that one-on-one fight with Erlang. Fucking awesome. You're fighting the heavens themselves, bro. And then on top of that, you have the Four Kings and Erlang Shen, which are around the same time there, to beat the game. In both of these, you fight in the rock form, so you really fight in the stone monkey form, but you got to put them there just because cinematic-wise, they are fucking awesome. They're cool. Again, you're fighting against the fucking heavens themselves right after you kill Erlang as well, so we're just putting all of them up there in absolutely amazing boss fights. They're better than these other boss fights, in my opinion, so that's what we're going to do. And that is the tier list. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like the tier list, leave a comment down below. I can definitely do more tier lists like this. And then, yeah, but this is probably going to be my last Wukong tier list, I would think. Unless there's anything else that pops up that I think would be interesting. But like the video, comment down below what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more shit like this. Yeah, love you guys. Peace.